Hey, it's Felix with 4x4 Agent. Today we're going to be changing out the badges. So we have the two Jeep badges, one on each side. On the other side we have the trail rated badge and the two Rubicon name decals. The reason for that is I don't think that red goes with green. To me, it kind of looks like a Christmas tree. So I got these original Mopar badges with the bronze outline. So these are the ones that run a 392. Not trying to make it look like I have a 392. I just think the bronze goes much better with a Sarge Green. So here we go. What we're gonna need is we're gonna need some tape, some Rubicon possibly, some rubbing alcohol, paper towels, and some trim tools. First, what we're gonna do is, first what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this. Also get some cleaner. I'm using just some interior cleaner. It's safe on all surfaces, so it'll just kind of help wipe the area down. So in theory, these should come out pretty easily since this is a brand new Jeep. These were put on just a couple weeks ago. Some gunk here already. All right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to tape the lines so that I get it in the exact same place. So just so that I can line it up. I'm using frog tape, but you can use any painter's tape, you know, the typical blue tape. Basically all I'm trying to do is make sure that I put them back in the same place as before. So just marking off the edges of where the current one sits. Realistically, we just need to mark the bottom of the P, the top of the J, and then the sides. All right. So now I'm just going to use my plastic tool and just peel these off. I'm going to try to do this without scratching my paint. Just kind of jam it in there and apply pressure. Okay, I have to say, for being new, I figured these would come off a lot easier. That's leaving a ton of gunk there from the sticky part. Alright, well, we'll just clean that up with some Rubicon and it should be okay. Yeah, I have to say, quite surprised actually. I thought these would come out much easier. Simply because they've only been on there for, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks at most. Go Jeep. Use some great sticky tape. Okay, all the old letters are off, so I'm gonna pause the video here, clean all this off with some Rubicon, wipe it down with some alcohol just to make sure that it is clean, and then we'll come back when I'm ready to put in a new one. All right, well that took a hell of a lot longer than expected. After removing the letters, I had to scrape everything off with my fingernail so that I don't scratch the paint. I hit it with the regular Rubicon, and it wasn't really cutting through it, so I figured I was going to be here all day. And then thank God my neighbor came by and offered me this Rubicon Pro Strength. Everyone needs to own a can of this. It took it off in literally like 2 wipes, completely everything. This is amazing. It smells like nail polish remover, but it works like a miracle. So after that, I hit it with some rubbing alcohol, and then I finished off with my cleaner. So now it's all smooth, shiny, and clean. So we're gonna go ahead and apply the decal, or the letters. If I can get this open. You know, I gotta give it to Jeep for all the problems that they have as far as you hear, you know, quality control and whatever. They sure as hell use phenomenal double-sided tape and glue. Why is this already peeling off? Okay. So if you buy this directly from Mopar, you're gonna get it like this. When you go to peel this top packaging off, be careful because you have the layer that's holding the letters together that you're gonna use to peel off on top, so you have to make sure to separate them carefully. Okie dokie. So what we want to do is we want to remove very carefully, just to keep the spacing of the letters proper, this blue backing. It would help if it wasn't so windy out here. And now we have to hit it where it aligns all 4 sides at the same time, which should be let's come down lower so I have a better vantage point. Okay, that's aligned, that's aligned, that's aligned. Double check my work. Perfect. Now we press. I'm going to use my little large trim tool and just push it down that way to apply even pressure kind of everywhere. And I know there's going to be like no air bubbles because this isn't like a vinyl or a wrap where it's thin. These are thick letters, but still kind of want to make sure that it properly adheres and there's no pockets in there. Make sure the area you're working with is masked off so you don't scratch anything. That'd be terrible, trying to make it look better and you make it look worse. I think that's pretty good. At least it's not going to get any better. So now I'm just going to let this cure and not get wet. It shouldn't rain today. So I'm going to leave this on there for just until basically I do the other side so that it adheres before I go ahead to pull this off. You could probably pull it off now, but I'm just going to play it safe. All right, let's go to the other side. I'm not going to show you this on the other side. There's no point of wasting your time. It's for the same thing. What we'll do next is the trail badge. All right, up next is the trail rated badge. So this will be a little bit easier since we don't need to tape anything off. There should be less sticky stuff on here, but the process is very similar to get a trim tool and just pry it off. Okay, this one's on there even. I don't know if age is going to make this better or worse, to be honest. Is it going to solidify further as it gets older, or is some of this glue or double-sided tape going to start deteriorating and come off easily? I have to say, I've seen some videos of people doing this, and they shouldn't seem to have this much trouble. So either I'm dumb, or these are just on that much better. There we go. So what you want to do is you're going to kind of get in there with one, get in as far as you can, stick the other one, and just kind of go back and forth between the two pry tools until it starts releasing on you. Trying to get it off with as much of that double-sided tape as possible. It'll make it easier to clean up. All right, and that's what it looks like. Just double-sided tape. And a little hole cut out to center it. Since this is going to be rather quick, I will show you how this Pro Rubicon works. I'll just take a paper towel. If you have sensitive skin or anything like that, make sure to wear protective equipment. You wear goggles, gloves, whatever you need. This smells real bad. I'd recommend not to spray this indoors. So just spray some on a paper towel and go to town. Directions say to spray on not direct or on a cloth or something, not directly, so I'm following that. All right. It's probably better not to use a paper towel, that way it doesn't leave any lint on there. What I need to do is I need to go in there and get the rest of this double-sided tape off. All right, you probably don't want to sit here and watch me do this. So let's pause and come back when it's done. All right, the badge is off. The surface is cleaned. Let's apply the new badge. So it comes with this blue backing tape. What we're going to do is we're going to remove it. Let's see here. Does it give any wiggle? Okay, it gives some wiggle. Alright, so when you put this in, you're going to be able to go a little left to right. So what you want to do is you want to make sure it's level. So let me get a little level. I have a tiny little level. So this will work perfectly actually in this scenario. So we're going to peel this off. Stick this in here so the wind doesn't blow it away. I'm going to insert the peg in the hole. And then we are going to level it. Alright, so without pushing it in all the way, I'm going to use that top line of the where it says 4x4. Line it up with that. It's telling me I should come down a little bit more. That way. Okay. And just push in. Perfect. It's leveled. You can't really go too high or too low because there's a peg in there in the hole, so that's good. Thank you, Jeep, for that. So all you can do is you can slightly left to right. So just make sure it's level. Unless if it doesn't bother you, then you do you. Push it in. Make sure it's nice and stuck on there. And there we go. Double check this one more time. Make sure it didn't move on me. Perfect. And it's done. So I'm going to do this now off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll do these as well. All right, the other Jeep badge is done. So we now got both of the Jeep badges done. We have the trail rated badge done. All that's left is Rubicon. Gonna take a little break, go get some work done, and then come back and do the Rubicon decals. All right, we're back at it again. Let's finish this out with a Rubicon decal. So step one is we gotta take this off. Let's see what that's gonna entail. Actually, before I even take that off, let me mask off the location so that I know where the new one needs to go. Okay, that's that side. That's that side. Realistically, I only need to mask off the corners because the rest will just fall in line. And I have to say, those Jeep decals were a lot harder to take off than I expected. I thought it would be an easier job. So, kudos to Jeep for using good double-sided tape, I guess. Alright, hopefully these will come off easier. Yeah, well, they're peeling off. It's just leaving a lot of sticky stuff behind, which is fine. And as soon as I said that, it ripped. Okay. Well, this shouldn't be too hard because there's no double-sided tape that I'm going to have to peel off with my nails. Luckily, I haven't trimmed my nails in the last couple days, so there was actually some nail that I could use. Give them that. They sure have good adhesive. Maybe they should try putting some of that adhesive between the door hinges. Might prevent some of that corrosion. Which, by the way, I think I found a solution for that. So, I got the product. I'm going to make a video here shortly. Maybe this weekend, putting it on. So I did some research, and the corrosion problem seems to be the culprit of, there's a scientific name for it, like galvanic corrosion or something like that. It's when you have two different metals come in contact, and then you introduce moisture, or what is it? Not maybe it's electrons, but it's brought up by moisture, and then you have the two metals interact with each other, and through a, I guess, chemical reaction, cause the corrosion. So the problem is that the door's aluminum, and the hinge, I believe, is steel, although from what I've seen online, I am seeing that in some places they're saying that the hinges are now aluminum as well. But in any case, even if the hinges are aluminum, the bolts that they're using are still steel. So the problem is that when you have aluminum and steel come in contact, over time, when moisture gets in there, it causes them to react, causing the corrosion. So I found a solution that will prevent that. And it's a paste that you have to apply to the bolt. And what I'm going to do, just to be safe, because again I'm getting mixed reports of if the hinges are aluminum or stainless steel, although I suppose we can test that with a magnet ourselves, so I think we'll do that. But I'm going to apply the paste to the bolts and maybe apply some of that paste in between the hinge and the door. And based on what I've read, found, and researched, that will prevent any moisture from getting in there and making the two metals react, thus causing the corrosion. I'm kind of considering, to be honest, to go to a junkyard and get like an old Jeep door, putting that paste on and then leaving it outside like in the elements and just kind of torture testing it, basically to expedite the process and see if it actually works. But from what I've seen, it should. Alright. In any case, I'm going to need the Rubicon. Like I said before, go get yourself some Pro Strength. It is much better than the other stuff. And I like paper towels because A, you can throw them out, B, the actual lint, the residue that they leave on, actually I think helps getting this stuff off. Kind of helps it roll the sticky stuff around. Alright, not going to bore you to death. I'll be back after I'm done cleaning this. Alright, it is clean and ready to go. Let's get the graphic out. The graphic all on its own. What we're going to do is, so we place it where we want it. We're going to tie or tape I'm just going to wipe this down one last time, make sure everything's clean. So at this point I figured out that my microphone has died, so I'm going to do a little voiceover here for you. What I'm doing is cutting off the corners of the white sheet just to get close to the decal itself. That'll allow me to place it just right in the corner. Then what you want to do is you want to use tape right down the middle as a hinge point so that you can apply one side and then the other. And then just we're going to do a final clean through here, make sure nothing gets stuck underneath. Apparently my mic died, so we're going to do this with the built-in mic. So now we're just peeling away the bottom layer to our hinge point, which is the tape. And this is where I potentially lose by doing this outside. Let's see if I can get this cut. The one along the rest of it. So good enough, I should be able to just turn the rest up. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I'm using this as my squeegee. You can use a squeegee, you can use a credit card. And then we're just going to lay it down. This will, the way doing this will help get any air bubbles out as we go. So in theory, there shouldn't be any, unless I screwed up something real bad. Alright, so just go through it again. Make sure I get any air bubbles out. This is where you want to take your time. This is what's going to determine how good it comes out. And 90% of it is here. And hopefully, we don't have any air bubbles in there. this to when you lay it down to keep it tight. Alright, so now we can peel this off carefully. There. And then we come back to the other side. And remove the backing. It's getting stuck over there. I think it's because I ended up ripping the last piece instead of cutting it. Come from this side. Okay. Now we repeat. Going this way. So it says that you should do this in the garage. I agree with that. You should do this in the garage, or at least pick a day and time when it's not so windy. Alright. Get closer to the moment of truth and see if I did well or if I screwed up. Probably should have done the passenger side. Or if I screw something up, I won't see it every day. Go in here and peel this off so that we're not getting in any way. Alright, it's a little prayer with me. So you want to peel this back away at an angle. Far, just a tiny little bubble, but it says that they'll go away in the sun. And if not, you could take a needle and poke a little tiny hole and squeeze it out. But so far there's just one, or maybe two. You can probably get this one out as close to the edge. Without scratching up the decal. Okay, that one's gone, so that wasn't a good nipple. Drastically went down, so I think they'll go away in the sun. Alright, and that's that. I'll clean this up, get the air bubbles out of the way, do the other side, and then show you the final project. Alright, so it is done. We got rid of the red. Looks much better. So still have to figure out what to do with those. project is coming along. All right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment.